Hi everybody, today we're going to be taking a look at the Phobia 2 RDA. This is a collaboration between Alex VaperMD and Vandy Vape. It's actually, like, for me, I call it a new and improved Phobia RDA. I personally did like the Phobia RDA. The only thing that was hard was the bottom airflow. It did tend to leak a lot, especially if you didn't have your coils separated enough and you drip down it, it would then fall out the airflow. But it had tremendous flavor. It had tremendous airflow. It was really good. So we're going to go ahead and dive down. We're going to take a look at this. This is another 24 millimeter RDA. It does have like slotted airflows, which I'll show you more about it down below. And it comes with some goodies. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so here we are with the Phobia V2 RDA. This is a collaboration between Vandy Vape and Alex VaperMD. This is the sample packaging, so this is not how the retail packaging is going to come. Mine is in stainless steel. It does come in 4 colors: black, stainless steel, gunmetal, and rainbow. And when you open up the package, you're going to get your RDA. You're going to get an extra 810 drip tip. This is that frosted clear one, which is one of my favorites. And then you're also going to get this one, which is sort of like a disc style donut shape. Yeah, donut shape. Yeah, for Ultim, if you like Ultim. And then, of course, they do have this so that you can pre-cut your leads, which, of course, is just like the Coil tool, which I have showed you before, which first came out with it was the Coil. So, yeah, so then they have that. And then, of course, you've got your RDA. Underneath, you are going to get in your package, you are going to get some nice fused Claptons. These are triple fused Clapton coils, 27 gauge by 3 by 38 gauge. They are made of Ni80 and they are 0.3 ohms. So probably with the both of them, it's going to be half of that, because I think this is just a single coil rating. And then inside the other baggie, you're going to get your squonk pin. You're going to get some extra grub screws. You're going to get a 510 drip tip adapter, and then you're going to get these tools here. It's going to give you the Allen key, and then it's going to give you, for some reason, there's also Phillips. I forgot to mention. There's Phillips head screws in there. So you get a Phillips head screwdriver, and then you have the flat head screwdriver as well. So there you go there. I'm going to take this out because it's actually a bigger diameter than most of the ones that I have. And let's go ahead and talk about this. This is the Phobia 2 RDA. It is very similar to the Phobia, the first version. This is actually the first version that I had. The differences are going to be pretty similar, the deck is similar, but the airflow is going to be the main point here. On the original Phobia, it was bottom airflow. I won't lie to you, it did leak a lot, especially if you didn't have your coils separated in the middle so you could drip down the middle. If you just had them too close in the middle and you dripped, then it would come out your airflow really bad. So a lot of people didn't like it for that reason. Also, a lot of people didn't like it because of this drip tip. It was a one-piece drip tip, so a lot of people didn't like it. But you see how the coils are? So if you drip down it, if they were too close to the middle, then it would actually just go ahead and leak out the airflows. So very similar deck. It is very similar in the height. But now it's got 810 drip tip options, which I think is really awesome. If you're going to upgrade something or make a version 2 of something, I think that, you know, making improvements to the first one is what we told them to do, and that's what they did. So on this side, you're going to see Phobia. There's nothing on this side. You will get 3 airflow slits on both sides. Whatever you do to one will happen to the other. Again, it is an 810 drip tip, and they are removable. This is the one that it comes with. Look at that. That's kind of cool. It actually comes out. It reminds me of the top of this one, if you see. So they were trying to keep the same theme, I'm thinking. So that's that. And then you can, of course, trade it out. That's actually at the top of it there. You do have the O-ring in there. And then this is actually a 3-piece. You've got the top, which comes apart. This is actually your airflow ring. It does have a conical type design in it. And it's really nicely machined, if you notice. I mean, I've washed it up and it looks like I just took it out of the tumbler, doesn't it? Really nice. I love the machining on this, and I do like those big, beefy airflow slits. And then you're going to have this second piece. This is like the chimney part of it. And this is where your airflow is. And if you notice really close, the airflow is actually angled down. So when your airflow is hitting in here, it's actually going in a downward motion. Instead of straight this way, it's actually going to be facing down, which I think is phenomenal. It does have one beefy O-ring here. It's going to have some openings there, and that is your deck. But let's look at it a little bit further. Now, another thing is, and it was kind of weird because I didn't know why it was there, but I love this little design that they have. It doesn't do anything. It's just there for looks, but I really, really like it. This is the inside of it. If you notice, it does have some notches. So those notches are actually going to coincide with your deck here and here, so that way you're always on point. It's going to lock it, so it makes it easy for you to take apart as well. And to me, this reminds me sort of like the Pulse RDA. That's what it reminds me of when I look at this. So that's just a little thing that I wanted to mention, but of course it's nothing like the Pulse RDA. The Pulse RDA is a little bit different. Okay, and then of course we've got the deck. Let me just pull this apart. Again, that's the second piece, and then the deck would make the third piece. On the bottom, you're going to have Phobia 2 by VaperMD and manufactured by Vandy Vape. Your serial number, it does have a protruding 510, and there is peak insulator around that. You've got your beefy O-ring here. It does say Phobia 2 here, and it says Phobia 2 here, but you're not going to see it once you have it closed. So if you have a problem with emblems or anything like that, when you put the cap on it, it's not going to show. Again, you do have the notch here and notch here, which locks into this centerpiece here. And then you've got, it's not a really, really deep juice well, but it's deep enough. It's deep enough. This, for me, would primarily be a squonking RDA. Whenever I have a shallow juice well, I like them for squonking. It's just, for me, it's just a little bit better. That's just my opinion. Not everybody feels the same way, but that's how I feel. Your squonk juice, if you do have your squonk pin in here and you squonk, you're going to have juice come out of here and out of here. So it's actually going to equally distribute to both sides. You do have your 4 grub screws. The Allen or the Phillips heads are actually included in there. And they're really, really smooth to open up, exactly like the first Phobia. So if you like the first one and you weren't sure about getting it or whatnot, this is actually very similar, very similar to that deck. And they're nice size screws too. If you notice, I had to use this Allen key because they are beefy, just like the original Phobia RDA. But honestly, the only thing that I really didn't like about the Phobia RDA was the airflow. So now that they fixed it, now it's going to give a totally different vape experience. So let's go ahead and put this on a mod, and we're going to build on it. And of course, as always, the coils that I'm going to use are the Coil Fuse Claptons. They're just my favorite. I seriously use these in just about everything that I have. Some of the really massive RDAs, I'll use my Aliens or my stapled Fuse Claptons and things like the staggered and all that stuff. But for me, I really like vaping on these. So if you're interested in this, the link is down below. It's coilclout.com. And if you use Wendy, I think it's Wendy 20, you get 20% off. So there you go. And I'm just going to go ahead and pull out a couple coils. This one I actually put backwards or sideways for a different build that I decided not to do with this coil. I actually put in a bigger one. So let's go ahead and get 2 of those out and put these back because I do not waste, not want not. And these are made of nichrome. Those are the specifications if you're interested in it. So it should be ohming out to a 0.16 to a 0.18. That's my comfortable build. That's what I like to vape on. But everybody has their own. Now, they did mark this. I know that this is a replica of Coily Tool, and they did take the idea from Coily Tool, but they do include it in the package, and I'm sure that some of you are going to use it. So I'm going to show you how to use it because, well, that's what I'm going to do. That's what my job is. They did mark it on the 7 so that it'll actually help you in the length of the coils and where to cut them. So if you want to go ahead and pre-cut them, you just put your coil in like this. Flip it over like this and then just cut flush. There's 1 and there's 2. And it also helps you equal them out. So there's 1 already cut. And let's do the second one. Again in number 7, if I can just keep this there. There we go. Number 7, hold it down and then just cut and cut. Oops, there we go. Okay, so there we go. We've got our 2 coils right there. So now I'm gonna move that out of the way, bring this back over here. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna put your coil here and here. So let me just zoom in just a little bit more for you. There we go. And of course I always use my handy dandy screwdriver to hold my screws in, my coils in. So that's what I'm gonna do today. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this in here. Hold that there and screw that tight. There we go, got that one in, got that one in. I mean, they're really, really smooth screws. Really, really smooth. And then go ahead and place the other one, which actually these are so big, I could probably just drop it in. There we go. Ha, look at me. No screwdriver needed. If that doesn't tell you how big they are, then yeah. So there we go. Go ahead and put that one in and put in the second one. I really honestly love the Phobia RDA. So I really love the deck of it. It was just, I just liked it. I liked how the coils were placed. Okay, and now we can go ahead and maneuver our coils. So I'm gonna just go ahead and bring this down. And then I'm gonna bring this one down just a little bit. I like to make sure that they're even. This one I wanna push this way just a little bit. There we go. Looking pretty, looking pretty. Look at them, looks nice to me. And yeah, so let's go ahead and start firing these up. I'm sorry, I just love staring at builds. I'm a build girl. I love doing builds. So this is just awesome for me. And I know that a lot of people aren't gonna like the gold and the silver, but it does not bother me. I don't mind that the grub screws are gold. It kind of, to me, gives it like a fancy look, but that's just my opinion. So let's go ahead and start heating up these coils. And what you can do is you can go ahead and try to like just pull them apart a little bit. Sometimes that'll help them heat up just a little bit faster. I never suggest rubbing or stroking with any type of metal because you can do a short if you haven't let go of the fire button and then you're just going ahead and strumming it. So especially for those of you that are new to building, I do not recommend using anything except for ceramic tweezers. I want to make that a point because I was actually asked that the other day. Somebody had saw another reviewer that was actually using metal to strum their coils and they were asking me if that's safe, and that is really not safe. You want to stay away from it. Ceramic tweezers are exactly what you need for your builds, especially if you're going to be, you know, prodding them and strumming them and things like that. So I do not suggest that. Just my 2 cents because I get questions like this all the time. Go ahead and do that. Pull this one out just a little bit more. Just keep heating that up because I want to get all the hot spots out of there. Being that this is taking a minute, I'm going to go ahead and make sure that my screws are nice and tight because in some cases that can be the case. So nice and tight, nice and tight. Nice and tight. Okay. Look, they're already starting to turn blue. There we go. There we go. And you see those little things that look like lightning? Those are hot spots. That's what you're trying to get out when you're heating up the coils like this, is trying to get out those hot spots. There we go. Almost done. Work on this one. Oh yeah, they're starting to look so nice. Make sure I get that hot spot out. Okay, we got them glowing really nice now. So what I'm gonna do is just let this cool down and then we're gonna get some cotton and wick. Okay, so for today's cotton, I'm gonna be using my vape cotton, my Kendo Vape Cotton Gold Edition. This is the one that I love. This is the one that I use, and I just go ahead and cut a piece, zoom out a little bit, cut a piece of this, and then I just go ahead and rip it right in half and twist up the ends. And then insert. through there. Nice and snug, but not too tight. And then to the other side. I was trying to focus out there. There we go. Ooh. Okay, and then go ahead and put this one in. Okay, same thing. And then as usual, yeah, not everybody does it, but I do like to fluff out my cotton. So I'm gonna get my tweezers. Just gonna go ahead and fluff it out a little bit. And fluff it out a little bit. And grab my scissors, and cut off a little bit. There you go. Got some right here. And then just go ahead and place it right there in the juice well, like right there. Like, there we go. A little bit closer here. There you go. Put that in there and that in there. And yeah, that's it. That's pretty much it. Bring out this a little bit more. There we go. All right, so that's the look with the cotton. Let's go ahead and juice this up. And for today's juice, I'm actually going to be using this Tasty from Brad's Brew. They have like the best strawberry marshmallow, and that's what this one is. Again, it's called Tasty, and it's from bradsvaper.com. If you use Wendy Vapes 10, you get 10% off. And I'm going to go ahead and turn this up, and then we'll go ahead and start saturating those coils. I always do this because that way we make sure that the cotton is actually saturated within the coils and there's no break-in time, like none at all. You don't have to worry about getting any cotton flavor or anything like that. And I always suggest doing this. If you don't do anything else, just make sure you do that. I hate when I hear people go, oh no, I had a cotton taste. And I'm like, yeah, you didn't saturate your coils first. And it's not like a massive amount, but you do have to do it so that it does get wet from inside. Because that's what causes the break-in period. And just put a little bit more there. And we have vapor. Here we go. So let's go ahead and put it all together. We've got the chimney piece here, which is going to go on here. And again, we've got the notches, one on each end. And we're going to put those on the notches here. So there we go there. Put that there, snug as a bug. There we go. And then put this one here. And it fits really, really well. And it's really, really easy to turn. You can actually cut down the airflow to either 2 or 1 even, or you can just like do half and half maybe if you want to do something like that. It's really up to you, whatever your preference is. So that's the Phobia 2 RDA. Let's go ahead and go on top and I'll talk more about it. So here we are back on top with the Phobia 2 RDA. Before anything, I'm going to go ahead and take a vape on it, and I do have it all the way open, as you can see. So let's go ahead and vape on it. Yummy. Very, very airy. I do like that. I just like airy vapes. For some, it might be a little bit too airy. I'm going to close it down just a little bit. Like a little bit right there. So it's just a tiny bit closed off. And let's try it again. Still good airflow. I'm getting really, really good flavor. I know what this e-liquid tastes like. It's one of my favorites. So about the RDA, it is a 24 millimeter RDA. It does have these slits. You can interchange them and close them down if you want to. You can do like 2 slits. Let's go ahead and have a vape with the 2 slits open. Let's do that. Still good airflow. I'm going to start off with my cons because there's not too many of them. The only real con that I have is when you're closing down this airflow, you're not going to be hitting your coils directly. It's going to be a little bit off to the side. So it's like a couple of RDAs that are out there. When it's fully open, it's right there, right on your coils. So it's hitting them directly. But as soon as you start twisting it, it's moving your airflow over. So it's like a little bit to the side. And if you do it to the one, it's going to go to the side more. So that to me is a little bit of a con. I like to have my airflow hit my coils directly. Now, again, the airflow is not directly on the coils. It's actually angled down. So it's actually going under the coils. Well, when you have it sideways, it's kind of going under them, but sideways. So that to me is a con. The other con I'm going to have is this drip tip that comes with it. At first, it's really, 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 really tight. So after you wash it, I do suggest lubing it up. So that's basically my main cons for this. My pros are, first of all, they come with 3 different drip tips. That to me is a pro. Another pro is that it comes with a set of coils. Another pro. It comes with all the tools that you need, as well as a 510 drip tip adapter, which is technically like a 4th one. So I think that that's also a pro. The airflow, all the way open or closed down a little bit, I think is tremendous airflow, and I'm getting really, really good flavor. Another pro is going to be that build deck. It's very, very easy to use. This to me, though, would be probably best in shine as a squonking RDA rather than a dripping RDA, because it does have the shallow juice well. But that's my opinion. Some people like to drip when it's shallow. That's fine. Being that you have the cap on here, if you do like over drip a little bit, it's not going to come out of the airflow, because the airflows are actually right up here. So like your coils are right at the bottom, and then your airflows are there. So there's really no room to actually like, I mean, if you seriously over drip, of course it's going to come out. Like, come on now. But in all, it's not going to. It's really not. You can get a little bit of condensation when you put on the cap. If you have a little bit too much e-liquid, you'll have a little bit there, but that to me is not really a con. It happens to a lot of RDAs. So I can't really say that it's a con. For some it might be, but I do want to mention that. I love the looks of it. I really do. I think that it looks really, really nice. It's actually the same height as the original Phobia RDA. And again, the build deck is super similar. It's very, very similar to the original. The best part about this is that they actually made the airflow up instead of a bottom airflow. I love the build deck. I just didn't love that bottom airflow. So those are pretty much my pros. The flavor is good. The build deck is good. I do wish that the juice well was a little bit bigger and a little bit more deeper, but that's just me. But I do like the openness of it. And then as you can see, it does give you like that sort of that like pulse RDA look when you're looking at it from here, because of the way that it's closed up like this. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's it for my review. So right now, the only place that I actually saw that they have it was a Lago Mall, and I think it was Vape Sourcing had it. I can't leave links down below if they sell hardware and juice and stuff like that. So I can't leave those links down below. But I will leave like something right about here or right about there for you. They will be having it at my V Pro. They're going to be having it. Of course, vandyvape.com is always your first source if you want any more information regarding the RDA. And Vandy Vape did send this to me for the purpose of this review. It did not skew my results or my opinions about it at all. I was a fan of the original Phobia. I still use it, especially when I'm doing like e-liquid flavors and stuff like that. That's like my go-to RDA. So yeah, so that's it. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And don't forget to leave a comment if you have any questions or concerns, or I would like to know your opinion about it. So if you wouldn't mind, just leave me a comment. Tell me how you like it. I mean, I think the looks of it is it's just sexy. It's a sexy look. It really is. So I would love to hear what you think, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.